listening to the Weekly Rant. And now, here's your host, Jimmy.
Ripped off.
Come with me now. Come with me now.
All right. What's happening? We have a lot going on right away. Sitting alongside, as you may or may not know, this is Mr. Steve Goodstead.
How you doing?
50th show, 1 year anniversary.
Would you believe we got this far?
Me.
Well, you. Hey, I'm still sitting next to you.
That's a shame. That's true. That is true. I just got this new speaker today.
It's a nice one. It works. Hey, you know what's a good thing about me being back today?
No.
I
couldn't think of one.
I can do all the call symbols for you. You know, like we're 609-975-9689. I know you have it right behind it, but
It's saving me from everything.
the people behind, I don't know if I can read the small print.
I don't even read it at all.
You can Facebook us or Facebook Jimmy at facebook.com/The Weekly Rant.
That's really all you're here for tonight. It's just do the tagline.
Weekly Rant Show. I'm sorry. Hey, you know, I'm also here to talk sports because one of us has to.
How many Hobie Baker Award winners have played for the Rangers?
Well,
I'm gonna say two.
Gilroy?
Leach and Gilroy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
See, I knew Gilroy.
There you go.
That's impressive.
They were. He was from Boston College,
Yes, he
and
was.
Leach was from. No, Richter was from Cornell.
Wasn't Leach also from Boston?
I was just thinking that too. I don't know.
Let's take a look.
While you look that up, while you look that up, how about that?
I'll look that up.
So what's up,
new?
dude?
What is new? You missed me. You haven't seen me.
Fine. Matt Gilroy, Mike Mateo.
Ooh, Jason Krog. I knew that one too.
I lost the bottom, so I didn't see that.
Everything's good. Everything's good. You know, I haven't seen you in a month and a half or so.
Yeah.
You missed me?
No.
Good.
Yeah, I finally figured out how to use a computer.
That's good. I'm glad you finally learned.
Yeah, working on it, so that was nice.
You went to Boston College.
Leach.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, I had a really tough fantasy football victory over the weekend against, well, you.
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
Well, as we normally do, let's jump into this rundown.
Welcome back, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that wasn't for me.
Welcome back, Steve. Nice to have you back, buddy. Really. It's nice to see you
I
again.
missed the show. I do.
You did that accidental girl handshake where your
I
hand
know,
just
you
slipped
know,
here.
yeah,
It's kind of like
that's
a. There we go.
You know, you kind of went at a weird angle.
Well, yeah, I usually do.
That's what. Yes. You beat me to the joke. You're getting better.
Got it. Yeah, see? Try it. That's what she said.
Derek-
I'm trying it, man.
Like Jimmy's career as a comedian, Derek Jeter's career comes to an end.
That's
In
it. He got his final
storybook
out.
fashion.
And I had so many different endings for that. I said, you know, he ended himself. Forget about it. And we'll be playoff teams. We'll talk about the ones that are going and the ones that are not. No, we're not going to talk about the ones that are not going.
They're not playoff bound then.
They're right. We'll talk about the ones that are playoff bound.
Including the Oakland Athletics.
Barely made it.
Moving on. The debate. Should Jeter have played in the field in Boston?
Because we know he did that with all the ladies his career.
Oh.
Hey. So, thank you. We'll talk about the Giants and Jets. We didn't talk about the Jets last week because the Jets weren't worthy enough of being spoken about, talked about.
They still aren't.
They're not. But we'll discuss it because he's a Jets fan. So, Jets and Giants. We'll get into that.
And this is my favorite part, where Jimmy went wrong with his picks last week.
I'm right.
Sorry.
NFL Week 4 review, as we do every week now. We'll talk about the games that screwed me, the ones that were okay, and just the week itself and how it went.
By screwed you mean all of them, right?
I mean Pittsburgh.
Fair enough. We'll go into our picks for Week 5.
That is true.
You know, I should do the picks with you more often. You know, I should do it every week, and we can see who's better.
Call them in.
Yeah, I'll call him in.
Call them in. Also, Villaroma, we have some more updates on that. We are going to talk about the prizes and everything that's going
Picks
on.
are awesome.
They're awesome. They are. I got a couple of them here.
You know what? I really want to go up, even though I know I can't. I really want to go up just to buy raffle tickets to win some of these prizes because, quite frankly, they are great. Can people who aren't there win?
No.
Damn. And last but not least, Jimmy's Rant.
I need to have a reason for people to be there, so you gotta be present to win.
You of all people would understand why I can't go. It's my sister's birthday, and you know, for years I've missed her birthday, and she really wants me there. For some reason, she loves me, and you know, quite frankly, she's come to all of mine, and I've been to none of hers, and it just so happens it's the same day.
That's true. Even I went to yours, and she was there.
Yeah. So You know, I have to. There's some things you have to do, and you're so close with your sister. You understand.
That is true. I had to leave Kel, who was on the show for the weight loss. I actually had to leave his bachelor party halfway through to go to my sister's birthday party. Because same thing, I missed it last year too. And yeah.
Speaking of Kel, congratulations on getting married.
Yes.
I know you're not watching because you're in Fort Lauderdale.
Is he there now?
That's where he is. Yeah, he said he was turning off his phone for a week. So
Good. I gave
or
him a
however
couple.
long he's.
I gave him a couple of spots to go because I love Fort Lauderdale. I'm gonna watch this in its preseason. So
Yeah, it's in there. It's still preseason.
yeah. Actually, I was supposed to go Friday. Not going. It was Rangers and Blackhawks. My dad's going now. Yeah, I told him a couple of spots to go. I used to go all the time. And Las Olas Boulevard. It's kind of like the Bourbon Street, if you will, of New Orleans. Obviously, not as good.
Not even close.
Right. But it has a strip of clubs and bars and restaurants. Everything's all
Is he
beachfront.
spending his entire honeymoon there?
I think so.
Good for him.
I
you
think
know?
so. It's awesome. It really
You know,
is
I
awesome.
saw the wedding
love
photos.
it.
You know, I think the weight loss competition really worked for him.
He looks good.
Yeah, he did. You know,
looks
I'm
good.
down 5 pounds. I started up losing weight
In
again.
your ear?
Yes.
Oh.
My brain's gone.
We knew this.
Fair enough.
Anyways, let's jump into it. Welcome back. We're done talking about you. Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter's career comes to an end. Jimmy, did you cry watching his last game? Yes, I did. At Yankee Stadium.
Steve, did you cry watching Jeter's last game?
No, I did not.
Yes, I did.
Bullshit.
Absolutely.
Ah!
Derek,
Bull.
Derek Jeter. You know what? As a Mets fan, I appreciated Derek Jeter for what he stood for. He was a great player, like Chipper Jones was for the Braves, Cal Ripken for the Orioles. You know what? Those guys were excellent. And you know what? It was like part of my childhood had ended when Jeter retired. Mariano too. I didn't have the same feelings with Mariano because you know my feeling about closers and how I felt.
Right.
But Derek Jeter, despite the fact that I had a better range of shortstop than he did in his later years,
It's true.
he played the game right, and he was awesome. And you know what? It's just gonna be so weird next year seeing Brendan Ryan play shortstop for the Yankees, or even listen to this one,
Tulo.
Alex Rodriguez.
No. Girardi came out today saying we fully expect him to become our third baseman.
Until
Done.
they realize Brandon Ryan cannot play shortstop.
What's
You
it
know
called?
what? They have Chase Headley. I don't know why you would
think A-Rod can go back and forth and back and forth?
Yeah.
No.
He can't play. He's a great defender at third base.
He'll
He was a-
dislocate his hip.
No, he's not Jeter.
I don't know.
But you know what? It was even better. You know, on Wednesday or Tuesday night when Derek Jeter struck out with tying run on base. Or was it Wednesday? It was Tuesday. He struck out with a tying run on second base with Gardner on second. I'm like, you know what? That sucks. But it only goes to show that Jeter is ready to retire.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday when he came up with the game-winning run on base and he drove it home for his last at bat.
You know, it was actually funny what Mariano said about that. That is the best blown save ever.
It was, and you know, Girardi went because they had a whole plan that all the Yankee greats were sitting in the batting cage and they had CC Sabathia and Carlos Beltran block the door
Right.
to prevent Jeter from going back there to see these guys because he didn't realize that all of them were going to be there.
Right.
And you know, I love how they put all these people like. Oh, they have Hideki Matsui, Joe Torre, Bernie Williams,
Tino Martinez,
and Gerald Williams. What? Why? He's famous for the brawl as a Tampa Bay Ray in 2000 with Pedro Martinez.
Yeah.
You have all these guys at Yankee greats and Yankee lore and Gerald Williams. But anyway, they had them all, and then when David Robertson blew the save, Girardi's like, well, I still need to take him out in the ninth inning, but he never did. He never took him out like what they were supposed to do.
They knew what was coming.
And
Because if he was to take him out in the ninth inning, it would have been basically behind the scenes because he wasn't going to be getting up. So
they were going to have him do what they did with Mo. With Mo when they took him out of the game when they had like Pettit and Jeter come out last year.
Yeah.
They were going to have something like that. They were going to have those guys come out to shortstop to grab Jeter and get the standing ovation that he rightfully deserved. That was if the Yankees if Robertson hadn't blown the save immediately.
Not to be confused with yesterday when Girardi looked at him like, you done. What do you want to do? You tell me. And the plan was 2 innings, 2 at bats. I'm sorry, 2 at bats and done. That was it. You're gonna go out like that? No, not for nothing. And
I didn't watch. So how did he go out? What was his last at bat?
You didn't see it?
No.
Oh.
I just know all the Boston Red Sox greats came out for him.
Okay, well, yeah, what happened was beforehand, in the beginning of the game, you had everybody. It wasn't just Boston Red Sox greats. It was Boston greats. All right, so you had
Bobby Orr.
You had Bobby Orr that was there.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird was not there.
Well,
He didn't come.
Indiana.
You had Paul Pierce was there.
Oh yeah, he was wearing the
Celtics jacket or whatever. So you had all of these Boston figures from the past and the history and everything come out and represent. Then you had Bogarts come out with David Ortiz, and they gave him a respect sign with the 2.
And they had the with respect to Derek Jeter and the scoreboard.
They had all written on the numbers, but the sign that they gave him was with Bogarts and Ortiz, the typical Fenway green, the steel sign and everything, signed by the entire team.
That's pretty cool.
And the catch was why Bogarts came out with Ortiz, saying he grew up with Derek Jeter being his idol. That's why he wears number 2, so he wanted to present it to him. So I think Boston probably did one of the better go-aways.
The Cubs did it. The Cubs gave him the number 2 from the scoreboard also.
Right. Yes, they did.
You know, it was funny. Did you see Amanda Kelly's Twitter page?
She's the
Joe Kelly's.
Yeah, I wanted to marry Derek Jeter, but instead I married
the guy who took a
selfie with Derek Jeter. That was pretty cool. Then they had the woman from The Voice come out and sing "Respect." So that was actually cool. Let's see how this is gonna work. Hey, what's going on? You're on the air with the Weekly Rant with Jimmy and Steve. What's happening?
Yeah, hey, this is John from Florida.
Hey,
Hey,
it's
John,
John
what's
from
happening, bud?
Florida.
Hello?
Yeah, John, what's going on, buddy?
Hey. Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment. First of all, good 50th show.
Not yet.
And also I want to say that I think the best team right now in the NFL is the San Diego Chargers. If you think offensively and defensively and cheerleaders wise, they've just got it all. And I really think that the Jets are going to be in even worse trouble come next week because I think they're going to go out there and get freaking blown out. And I just didn't know what you guys thought about that because I think the Chargers are right now the best team in the league.
Well, we'll jump ahead for a second.
That's fine. Can I make a comment before you go into your analysis?
Yes.
John, your fantasy team stinks.
Yes, your fantasy team is atrocious.
I might win tonight, actually.
You already did win, John. Just like
But
I
the
beat.
problem is, I figured it out. The problem is, I don't have enough guys on the Chargers. Damn it.
Yes, this is John who decided to come to our fantasy football draft and attempt to draft every possible Charger there is that a roster in fantasy football can hold. In which case now he is 0-3.
Common sense would tell you I took too many Chargers. I think I didn't take enough.
And you're speaking about common sense. So
I do agree with you, John. And when it comes to our picks, I'll expand a little more. I do think San Diego is going to shred the Jets. They're in deep
It's
doo-doo.
gonna be. I'm telling you, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like 30-3 or something ridiculous like that.
No, it won't be that bad, but it'll be bad. It'll be the Chargers are one of the best teams in football. I don't think they are the best. I think that honor is either, I'm not sure which one yet, between Cincinnati
there's
and Arizona.
not many best teams to choose from.
But who would have thought after week 3 week 4, Cincinnati and Arizona are going to be the only 2 undefeated teams?
Who would have thought?
I wanted to say this also that everyone. I thought this was messed up. Everyone is so happy about Jeter going off and stuff like that. I heard about this at Jeter's last game with the foul balls that when they would go to the ball boy at the side that guy would keep the ball and give a different ball to people in the crowd so they could go sell it online. I just thought that was a freaking disgrace.
That's Steiner Sports for you. That's exactly what that is.
Did you see the video?
Yes.
Oh, it was horrible.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't like he was trying to cover it up nicely.
You know, that 12-year-old boy who gave it to the girl behind him was much more smooth.
Yes, that was awesome.
Or the guy who made the leaping catch at Wrigley and was able to throw another ball back. Those guys were smooth.
Yes.
The ball boy was ridiculous.
Anyways, John, thanks for calling in, man. I really appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Hey, next week I'm going to be John from San Diego.
All right. 10-4.
All right, see you later.
Over now. So, what were we? Derek Jeter, but where in Derek? We're in Derek Jeter lane we're talking about. Oh, no.
What they did with the sign.
Yeah, the sign was cool, and
and then Pedroia came out and gave him second base.
That's cool.
Now they did a lot of nice stuff for him, and what was nice is they were chanting Derek Jeter the entire game,
which is weird.
It's weird. It was the first time. This isn't too crazy, but just throw it out there. It's the first time ever Fenway not only was selling Yankee stuff, because you can go to any sports arena for any sport and typically buy something from another team, either whether it be a pin or a keychain. They will sell generic stuff. Fenway doesn't sell any
Nothing.
Yankee stuff. Nothing. You have a piece of hair on your other side. hit your face. I will. There you go. Okay. So, anyways, it was the first time they ever
You
sold.
have a hair on your head.
And I really
Only
don't.
one.
The first time they not only sold Yankee memorabilia, but it was just the Derek Jeter stuff. They were selling shirts and everything for him for his final game, and I really was surprised to see the respect shown. Honestly,
Again, I'm telling you, Derek Jeter, for 20 years, was the face of the Yankees. Never did anything wrong. You never heard about anything
arguably
in
the
his
face
life.
of baseball.
Yeah, and I mean, especially in the age of the steroids, in which you had McGuire and Sosa and Bonds, you had Derek Jeter come up at that time in '95 as a rookie, played a few games, played in the ALDS against the Mariners, and then you had him full time in '96, and he did nothing wrong. Never.
I think
He was never anywhere. Never. It's him and Chipper. Those were the two
Right.
guys. They made it through. Nothing. No scandal. Even Pujols had the scandal.
Yes.
Nothing. These guys were brilliant.
I think the two greatest accomplishments Derek Jeter ever had, never being involved with PEDs,
Mhm.
and two, and I'm so serious about this,
Giving baseballs out to every girl he slept with.
very close, being single.
Fair enough.
I honestly think that's one of the best things for a Yankee, a Met, a Ranger, a Giant, a Jet, anybody that's involved with the New York media. Unfortunately, the best thing you can do if you spend your career with one team, best thing you can do is stay single. It keeps you out of trouble.
Wouldn't it be the opposite? Wouldn't being married keep you out of trouble?
You would think,
Because I mean, if
but then you find out
they
who's
cheated-
cheating on who's hitting who, who's
Well, this isn't football.
True.
Now, if you think about it, did you know David Wright got married over the last off season?
No.
You had no idea.
Right.
He got married, and David Wright's going to be the face of the Mets for the rest of his career, and hopefully, still stinks, but hopefully.
Yeah, you put hopefully and still stinks in the same sentence. I'm kind of confused with that.
Yeah, I know. It's tough being a Mets fan, but we're making the playoffs next year. I mark my words right now.
Okay, we'll work on another bet.
Well, and just for the record, because we haven't gotten there, actually it's a perfect segue for MLB playoff down teams.
Yeah.
Because the Mets won 79 games, the
Ah,
Yankees
so close.
did not win 90.
I was close on both.
Our-
I was close on both.
Well, I didn't think the Yankees were going to have a losing season. I just didn't think they were going to win
No,
90.
they didn't have a losing season.
I know they didn't. So the bet is now, if the Oakland A's make the World Series,
Right.
I win.
Right now, they're in a one-game playoff.
So John Lester's going to...
They're in a one-game playoff against a team who is only 4 games over 500 at home, the Royals,
And who has just as hard of a time scoring runs as the A's do.
but their bullpen is what's carried them the whole year,
You
basically.
know what's amazing? The Kansas City Royals do not have a single guy on their team who has hit 20 home runs.
That's not the worst stat in the world. That's kind of like saying that for hockey, one team they don't have a single player who scored 20 goals. I actually like seeing that. I like seeing that if you're one of the best teams, that just means you're a full team.
KC is not one of the best teams. They're pitching and carried. They're
Full
all
team though.
Yeah.
Everybody
pitching
contributes
is-
in their own certain
Their
way.
pitching is going to carry them as far
They're
as they can go,
consistent.
but it's not going to.
Right.
That's it. Big Game James is not going to be able to
Yeah, Shields is going
do
up
it by
against
himself.
Lester.
And
Yeah.
Lester is dominant against the Royals, and Shields isn't that good at home, so it's going to be a problem here. And Lester's just good everywhere.
Shields doesn't have a good playoff record either.
No.
Going back with Tampa Bay.
Which is funny considering his name was Big Game James.
That's all. Yeah, so that's gonna happen. What is it, tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
And then obviously, yes, the big stat that's out there. It's the first time the Royals are not only in the playoffs since '85, the last time they were in the playoffs, they won the World Series. Yada yada yada.
They won?
In '85, yeah.
You're right. They won on the call that should not have happened against the Cardinals to play at first base.
And that was when they had Brett.
George Brett.
Thank you, George Brett. Yeah. Oh yeah, I wrote this on a side note. Twins. They fired Ron Gardner.
They did. He was there for 13 seasons. You know.
Yeah, that's what I wrote down. Like, wait, what? Am I reading that right? Yeah.
It was. You know what? It's about time that he got fired. His team, the Minnesota Twins, have floundered. Speaking of the Minnesota Twins, Phil Hughes. Now he had a great season.
Understatement. For him.
For him, it was a phenomenal season.
Mhm.
Which just goes to show some people just can't pitch in New
He
York.
had the greatest strikeout to walk ratio in Major League history.
Beat Brett Saberhagen, who played for the Royals in 1985. Right, just
Yeah,
went.
there you go. Beat
Um,
him out. I think it was like 11.8.
Yes, 11.8, like 145 Ks to like 13 walks. But on Wednesday afternoon, he was pitching a gem. 8 innings against.
No, I don't think it was 8
He
innings.
pitched 8 innings. It was the 8th inning. The rain delay happened.
I
in
thought
the
he-
bottom of the 8th.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Rain delay
I thought it
happened
was
on-
only 6.
No, he pitched
Okay.
8 innings.
Alright.
He had a clause that if he would have pitched 210 innings, he would have earned another $500,000 to go along with the $500K he already earned. 250 for 180 and another 250 for 195.
Right.
Rain starts in the 8th inning. He's allowed 2 runs through 8. 66-minute rain delay. They take him out. He threw 209 and 2/3 of an inning.
Needed one more out.
Need one more out. So the Twins were like, you know what? We understand this. We would have had you pitch the 9th inning had there not been a rain delay. You know what? We'll let you pitch in the bullpen. One out.
Mm-hmm.
He said no. He said, you know what? I didn't get there. That's it. That's life. Can't do it. And he's like, my conscience would not feel good if I didn't do it. He just walked away from $500,000. Granted, he made like $6 million this year, but what he should have done, and what the Twins should still do, is take that $500K. If he doesn't want it, donate it to charity.
Right.
Donate it to Hughes' favorite charity, and everyone
Took
wins.
the words right out of my mouth.
Yep.
Yes.
Which is sad.
Yeah, that's true. National League wildcard game. Giants and Pirates. I don't think this is going to be anything close. I think the Giants are taking this one single-handedly.
Volquez down the stretch has been unreal. And Bumgarner, you know what? He's a great pitcher. I think he's going to be much closer than you think. What?
They say he's starting.
I think Bumgarner. It's
he's
Bumgarner or Volquez.
Yep.
I think it's going to be a very close game. It's just whether or not the Pirates can get offense. And really down the stretch, they've kind of...
They died off. 7-2 Giants.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
The
saying
Giants have been very
Giants.
hot, and the Giants have the potential MVP in Buster Posey. Hunter Pence has been great all year round.
He finally missed a game.
He did.
Finally missed the first game in like 3 years, something like that.
Yes.
Finally
It
missed
was
a
just a regular. He's been struggling. He was over 24 at the end of the season, but he's been consistent for most of the year. I do think the Giants move on, but I don't think it's going to be a runaway. I think it's going to be a tight game, probably decided in the middle innings.
Middle innings.
Yeah, I really had a hard time right there.
You ever see Black Sheep?
Yeah, of course.
Roads. Middlings.
You know, one of my coworkers can't say coin toss. She keeps saying coin costs.
That's kind of like Valentine's Day.
Middlings.
So another game that may get blown out in the middle innings is the let's go with Detroit and Baltimore.
That's gonna be a great series.
I am looking forward to that series.
That's gonna be an
I am looking forward to
excellent
that
series.
series, definitely.
You know, Baltimore doesn't have an ace. Detroit's got a bunch.
Don't put Verlander in there.
I've heard rumors that Verlander's coming out of the bullpen may close,
Really?
which would be brilliant.
The guy who's had the past 3, other than
Scherzer.
no. Talking about Verlander.
Felix.
Other than holy crap, Dodgers.
Kershaw.
Thank you. Other than Kershaw, you're talking about Verlander, who's had as good, if not better, past 3 years. What did he finish with this year? 10 and 11, 11 and 11. He was just
He got wins.
He got
did.
wins, but he wasn't himself this year
He was
at
not,
all.
Not at all.
And so, is he really gonna be the stud? So if they're gonna take him from the bullpen, that's cool. I mean, you're talking about a 5-game series, so maybe it'll pay off for him.
Think about it. You got Scherzer.
Great.
You got
Porcello.
he's a 4th starter. You got Anibal Sanchez. Who's the other one? Oh, David Price. Sorry,
Yes.
my bad.
Obviously, yes.
In a 5-game series, you really don't need more than that. So why? Verlander's better suited. He has the heat. He can get that arm up and rile quickly. Porcello is more of a junk pitcher. He's not the kind
It's done.
but he's not down the stretch. He's.
Talking about getting down the stretch, though, real quick before I forget, Jordan Zimmerman.
Oh, that was great. And that catch by Sousa.
Holy crap! Did you see the video from the fan?
Oh, that was so cool.
The fan in the video sitting like front row in
Yeah.
right field, like, I'm just gonna watch, or center field watching this right here.
That was cool.
Really
That
cool.
was
Last
really
day,
cool.
last day in major leagues. You've seen a
You know
couple.
what's irony though? The pitcher for the Marlins yesterday was Henderson Alvarez. Henderson Alvarez last day of the season threw a no-hitter
Really,
against the Detroit Tigers.
I think
And that one was actually also won weirdly. It was won in the bottom of the 9th inning. They won 1-0 in the bottom of the 9th on a wild pitch. The first time ever a no-hitter ended on a wild pitch in the bottom of the 9th.
And then you got, there's been a couple, I think 2 or 3 opening day no-hitters. And I think one of them, if I'm correct, is Hideo Nomo. I believe he was one of them. So that's cool. Just to see like an opening day. It's kind of like which is more, this could have been a cool debate. What's a better accomplishment? An opening day no-hitter or end of the year? Because to me, honestly, I think end of the year. Because opening day, everybody argues
They're
that
fresh.
you have way too many spring training games,
Yeah,
so
okay.
you are fresh, exactly. Whereas the end of the year, it's
You're tired.
yeah, can you survive?
So let's do a
basically?
trivia question, Jimmy. There were 4 no-hitter / perfect games this year. Name them.
No. You yeah, obviously you had Zimmerman.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not gonna be able to. I
You
don't.
had Kershaw.
Right. Damn it.
You had Tim Lincecum.
Did he do another one this year?
Mhm.
Is that second or third?
Second against the Reds. And then was it Greinke or oh no, Josh Beckett. Sorry,
Yes.
Josh
you're
Beckett
right.
and Kershaw did it 15 days apart.
Yes. Wow. And then you also had the combined no hitter.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right.
Yep.
That was the 5th one.
That was that the? Oh gosh, who was that?
Was it Philly?
Yes.
Hamels.
Yes.
Hamels, DeFratis, Gillies, and Papelbon.
I thought one more.
Oh, Dinkelman. Sorry.
So, yeah, we have the Tigers
Yes,
and
his name's Dinkelman.
I know. Went right past that one. So we have the Tigers and the Orioles, and then obviously the Angels are chilling out until we find out who wins Oakland and Kansas City.
It's gonna be Oakland. That's gonna be
Yeah.
one heck of a series.
I hope Kansas City for obvious purposes, but yes, Oakland. What's going to happen here? Now, let's say. All right, first of all, Oakland's not making it to the World Series.
They are,
So-
but that's okay.
So it is. Now, when they don't make it, when are you going to be wearing this pink dress? The following
No.
show?
No.
I think so.
It depends on when I can get on.
So, my point. The following show as
That
per
I
your
can
schedule.
get. That I can get on.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. I don't know when that. It'll be in.
No, so
probably be in like
No, we'll
late
see you next
October,
week.
early November.
No, we'll see you next week.
No.
It'll be next Tuesday.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway,
Actually, the show's not going to happen next Tuesday.
why? Oh, you're working nights.
Yeah. So yeah, and then lastly we also have National League. National League is Nationals are chilling out for a little while. Cardinals and Dodgers.
I think the Nationals
Dodgers
are
are-
the Nationals are gonna run away.
Yeah, and the Dodgers are going to probably sweep the Cardinals.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's going to be Nationals, and that can be a
The
tight series.
Nationals will make it to the World Series.
Yeah.
They
I gotta
are.
go back and see who I have.
I don't remember who I
Yeah,
have.
I gotta go back and take a look.
Do you save them?
I do. They're not here.
Okay.
Do I save them? Really? Of all the stuff that I write, you try to go through one legal pen?
Yeah.
Bro, I got like 3,000 pages of
Well, I
notes.
keep my legal pets here, but I don't know. Oh, I have it right here.
No.
Yes. I have Oakland versus Washington in the finals.
Wow.
Now,
You didn't write down me, did you?
no, I wrote that in. Damn it. I have.
You also have, is that the Rays?
That's wrong. I have Washington. I have Washington, LA though.
Hey, 3 out of 4, man.
That's not bad. I got Washington, St. Louis, and LA right, and I
I
got
think I had Texas.
I got both the wild cards wrong, and then I got both the wild cards wrong in everything. I got the Rays wrong. I got Detroit and Oakland. So I got 5 of 10.
You know, I gotta find. When did we do that? Fall?
Probably the week before the season, or when spring training. One of the shows in March. We didn't have many shows in March because it was Passover.
Alright, so that might be the first book I have, actually.
Mhm.
I'll have to look. I'll have a look and go through. I'll take a look afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, well, big problem now.
Yeah.
Oh, we need that.
Okay. So let's go. Is it time for a debate?
That it is.
All right.
Look at that. Look at that. The original, perfectly close, almost time.
All right.
So, debate, I actually told you earlier, it's a debate / discussion, like we had once had before on something. I can easily take both sides. But, yeah. I can easily discuss both topics.
I'm sorry.
Alright,
I had to
so,
say
debate. Should Derek Jeter have played the field in Boston? In a related story.
No.
I say yes, you say no, welcome back, let's hear what you gotta say.
No, not at all. And you know what? Honestly, Derek Jeter shouldn't have even played in Boston at all. You know what? I understand his feeling. He respects Boston too much to not do it. It's a game that doesn't matter. Your career should have ended with a walk-off single at your last at bat at Yankee Stadium. You know what? You're not going to do anything better than that. You can't. There's just nothing more that he had to do. His career was over at that point. Playing in Boston, you know what? It's silly. If he wanted to be honored by the fans, he could have just tipped his hat and thank you very much.
Now, being a Yankee fan, I would love to have taken a biased point of view and agreed with you. I'm here. I want to see, Derek Jeter and make sure it's the last one. Now, you think about this. The Yankees, they are, unarguably, really, the biggest, most popular franchise of any sports in the entire world. So really, wherever the Yankees go, they generate more tickets for the opposing team. Boston has a ton of Yankee fans. Believe it or not, there's truth behind it. There's a ton of them. You go there, imagine when people have paid that ticket. He only announced a few days beforehand that he's not playing the field, if not that night. Last night in Yankee Stadium on Thursday it was, or whatever. But when you're in the stands there as a Yankee fan, you want to see Derek Jeter. You actually want to see his last game. So should he have played the field? Just like being a DH. If you're only going to play 2 at-bats, play in the field just for a little bit before you get taken out.
Well, I agree with that point. If he's gonna play, if he's gonna take swings, he should have been in the field. Absolutely should have. But my point really is he shouldn't have played at all. Look at Mariano Rivera last year. Okay, he had that great moment when Pettit and Jeter took him out, and he was even offered the chance to play center field in Houston. He said, "You know what? No, it's not right. My career should end in New York." And you know what? Derek Jeter for 20 years has been Mr. New York. His career should have ended there. And you know what? Can't fault the schedule makers because obviously Jeter announced his retirement after the schedule was released. It would have been very nice to see that Jeter's career would have ended in New York. And you know what? It kind of cheapens his go-away tour that he couldn't have his last game in New York.
I don't think it cheapens anything. I mean, the way you look at it is, I think it was almost, I think it was, in a way, I'm talking a small percentage, but just to generate conversation here, I think it was kind of selfish on his part to not play the field. All he spoke about really is, thank you to the fans, thank you to the fans.
But he was out there for 5 seconds.
And what are you doing? You're doing your job. All right, well, you're doing your job. Go out there and play the field.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you call your job. And same thing. I mean, you could have easily been pulled off. It was what it was. And believe me, I'm happy the way it went down. But quite frankly, I would have loved to have seen Derek Jeter go out saying, hey, you know what, this guy not only played, but even the last days away from making... I mean, look what he did. He said, you know what, if I'm going to go out and play, I'm going to tell Boston right away, do not play Bob Shepard. Announcing Derek Jeter to the plate. I believe they wanted to do that, and he said no. All right, so there are some things that he definitely did say, I'm going to keep at Yankee Stadium. So if you're going to pick and choose, which deservedly so, go right ahead, at least show yourself in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Throw yourself out there.
And I agree with you, and that's the reason when you said should Derek Jeter play the field, it really should have been should Derek Jeter have played. And I understand your question, I do, because the answer to that question for me is yes as well. But I took it more as should Derek Jeter play. And again, I'm done, but I understand why he did, and you know what? I'm glad that he did. Speaking of, because this got lost, and I didn't even realize until like 2 days ago. Paul Konerko retired.
He did. Yes.
They gave him a statue in Chicago. And did you see his go away?
That's only the second statue, I think, in Chicago.
Did you see the commercial that he had, the going away to fans?
I just saw his picture that I had of him walking down the steps in the dugout.
They had a commercial, I don't know, thanking the fans of Boston. It's just a note. It's like Chicago.
Oh.
3.5 minute commercial. And it's like him just...
3.5 minutes.
I know. But it was him thanking Chicago.
That's a whole segment.
I know. It was him thanking Chicago, just like putting... It was really cool. It was like really, you get lost in the stuff. Paul Konerko played for the White Sox for 16 seasons.
Yeah.
He's got more homers than Mike Piazza. He had a great career. Very heralded, whatever the word is.
Unheralded.
There you go. I'm taking advice of how to pronounce words from you. My life just gone down the drain. But he's had such a great career, and you overlook it. You forget that he started with the L.A. Dodgers. He went to the Cincinnati Reds, got traded to the White Sox. He was with the White Sox for 16 seasons after that. And you know what? He was just like Jeter. He was a true example of what was good about baseball. He played the game right. I mean, I think that his most famous thing is he was traded from the Dodgers to the Reds for Jeff Shaw, who was a dominant closer in the late 90s. And he went from place to place with grace. He stunk with the Dodgers.
He stunk for a while with Chicago.
And then he just in 2003 he picked
Once
up.
that he was a key player in their World Series win actually
in
too.
05, yeah,
Yep.
he brought he started to come back for them,
Mhm.
and it was, and you know what, he gets
Not to be confused with also AJ Perezinski
Yes.
from that year.
He gets lost in the shuffle, but you know what? It's good for him. Bobby Bray played his last game on Sunday with the Mets. He started him right field.
Allegedly. Who knows if he'll come back out again?
No, I think he's done. He had a single, and he got out. He got taken out
Last hurrah.
immediately, and he's done.
And who knows if Ichiro's coming back too, or where? Well, he's not coming back to the Yankees, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But where he's going, who knows?
I bet you he goes to Seattle. He plays half the season and retires.
Even that much.
Probably.
I can see him going back.
He's going to Seattle.
I can see him going back.
They can use that fourth or fifth outfielder. I think it's time.
They can use another body out there. Period.
I think that's enough time for baseball, though.
I was kind of surprised that they actually made it as far as they did. To be honest with you.
You know what? It just goes to show that Cano really had a good influence on them. I think Cano was able to stabilize the offense.
He had like a total of what, 14 home runs.
Yeah, but he had like 320.
They paid him for the home runs.
They did not. They paid him to be a positive influence and to be a leader. And you know what? He did not hit.
Neither of which he was with the Yankees.
You're right. But you know what? I think he matured and he realized he's no longer living in Jeter's shadow. And he had to actually take a stand and do something. He did not hit the home runs. You're right. But he did drive in the runs. He did get on base. He stole bases. He did everything.
Living in Jeter's shadow, I think that's a stretch. I mean, look at when he came in. Even when Robinson came up with the Yankees, the players that he was surrounded by, I think he was living in everybody's shadow, and then all of a sudden, he became himself. He became who he is by himself, and I don't think he was ever living in Jeter's shadow. You look at them, and I say them because at one point, for like 4 straight years, it was never who's better than who. It was just, don't hit the ball within those 30, 40 feet right there, because they're the best tandem in baseball for turning two. Hence Jeter's charity, turn two. But, I have to throw it in there, why not? So, I don't think he was ever living in his shadow.
All right. So just for stats, food for thought. Cano hit 14 homers, like you said,
Mhm.
82 RBIs, and
Down
he
here.
got on base. His numbers. His only thing that decreased was his power numbers. His getting on base never changed. His on base percentage was 382. Last year was 383. You know what? He got on and he did what he needed to do to help the team win. He played good defense. He did everything right. And Seattle has a good young team. They have a great pitching staff with Iwakuma and King Felix, and they're going to be a dominant team next year. I wouldn't be surprised if they make the playoffs as well. They obviously have a GM who's willing to go
he'll
out
spend.
there. What?
He'll spend.
And they're willing to spend. I mean, I forgot the guys that got the owner's name at this point, but he's willing to spend, and I think they're ready. I think
Just to Seiko himself.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's weird. We've talked this much about baseball on a show in which neither of our teams made the playoffs,
I know.
and the Giants had a big victory on Thursday night, beating the Washington Redskins 45-14. I watched that game.
I did not.
And Kirk Cousins, who had looked good the 2 weeks before, looked really bad. Really, really bad. And Larry Donnell, who was a converted quarterback from college, caught 3 touchdowns and really screwed me because I had Victor Cruz in my fantasy team.
I am playing a complete opposite role this year from what I was last year. Last year, 0-1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I was so positive. I don't know how. I think because they were relatively close games that they lost last year. I somehow managed to stay so positive. No, they'll turn it around. It's okay. They'll turn it around. Because the division sucked last year. Meanwhile, this year, still, I'm just being a realist. I saw this, didn't care about it. I didn't even think Washington had that bad of a defense. They just didn't show up.
No, you know
They
what?
just didn't-
If you
granted,
were-
they had 17 total injuries. They lost 2 guys in the first half
Niles,
alone.
Paul, and
I didn't see it. I just read those 2 guys that they lost right away.
my tight end.
So you got. Don't ever say that again. So you got. All right. So you.
Versus you. My tight end versus you.
Stop talking. So you get the Redskins who don't
Says the
have.
guy who says you can play both sides
Yeah,
of the argument. Okay.
we're done.
Okay.
You get the Redskins who really don't have that bad of a defense, and you got the Giants who have really that bad of an offense. Kind of flip flop
Well,
themselves.
the Redskins lost D'Angelo Hall to an Achilles injury before the game.
He
So
ruptured it.
yeah. So I mean, they were down their top corner. But if I was a Giants fan, I'd be very impressed. 45 points on the road on a short week, in which they played a tough game against Houston. They did very well against Houston. That's 2 very good wins against maybe one combined good team. Houston's overrated, but they have a great defense. They put 30 points up on that defense. And then 45 on the Redskins. You know what? The NFC has some problems. San Francisco can't get out of their own way. Philadelphia is a joke. Dallas is a good team. I know you don't want to say it, and Tony Romo's going to choke come December, and they'll probably finish 8-8 anyway. But right now, Dallas is good. They are really good. DeMarco Murray has his 4th straight 100-yard rushing game. I think he rushed for 149 yesterday. And they've put up some. That was a dominant beatdown over New Orleans. We'll talk more about that later. But the Giants, I mean, they can make the playoffs still. It's still early. They didn't go 0-6 this year like last year.
That depends on what Philadelphia does. Plain as it depends on what more I think what Dallas does. I think Dallas is a better team than Philadelphia.
I agree.
Okay, Philadelphia. Granted, yes, they are one of the biggest powerhouses,
but they're not. They got shut down yesterday.
Right. Exactly. That's why we'll talk about this later again. Why they were my clueless team. It goes back to you don't know who they are. Who's the fit? What are they? But with the Giants, though, the reason why, as a fan, I'm not too happy is, yes, when you said combined one good team. Houston, they're a mediocre team at best, but they do have a great defense. The Giants won at home. That's surprising. Giants winning on the road. I don't care who it is. And I'm not saying I have all the faith in the world in the Giants when they're on the road, but I'd rather bet on the Giants on the road than at home. Historically, since 2007, their 3rd championship, that's what they've been. A better team away from MetLife, a better team away from Giant Stadium. They just don't play well at home. I have no clue why. It's like the Ranger games, I guess. They're just not loud for the Giants. Jet fans, they are a riot for the Jets. Giant fans, it's quiet. It really is
so
quiet.
Much fun yesterday.
Yeah, you went to the game.
I did.
That's right.
I did. I saw a great game. And you know what, though? I mean,
it's a great game to go to. I would love to see Detroit.
Yeah, except Megatron did nothing. I wanted to go to
How
that
long did
game.
it take you to get there? I'm sure it took like an hour and a half tops, but to get
home
home,
like 2 hours.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
When did you leave?
4. Right when game ended.
Really?
Hopped right in the car. Don't go. If you go out the way they tell you to go out, you're gonna be stuck in traffic forever. If you go to the left,
you tell me you drink. So you tailgate. You were at the stadium then.
we have to sit at 9:30. I didn't drive.
Really? That's actually late too.
I didn't drive.
Wow.
I could not have driven.
I went to one Giant game my whole life, and it was actually Giants Redskins.
You haven't been to.
I refused to go.
Why?
For the drive, and this
It's
proved
not
it.
bad.
I did it once. Giants Redskins final home opener at Giant Stadium. 35-28. Giants won. Ugly win. It was turnovers left and right, both teams. And I got there at about 7:30 in the morning. Didn't know that you couldn't tailgate anywhere other than in the stadium. I had to buy a parking pass off someone, which I thought I was going to get absolutely raped for. But they charged me what the parking pass is. They charged me $20 at the time. Okay, cool, no problem. Thanks a lot. That was counterfeit. It wasn't. I got in. Tailgated, had a great time, just like you. I left at the end, 4 hours.
The last time me and my dad, it took us 4 hours, but again, the way they try to force you out, they try to force you out into like a local highway to get back to the turnpike. No, there's a way you can hop right back on the turnpike. They just won't lead. They don't want to lead you there.
Right.
So you just gotta force yourself to there. It literally took us 2 hours. Game ended. We hopped in the car. We left.
You gotta deal with who's drunk driving and fighting. I think the only way
Take
I
the
would
train.
do it, A, taking the train, or B, I would go and not mind going if I'm staying at a hotel.
It really wasn't that bad. It's a lot of fun. It's really a good time. I'm going to the Broncos game in 2 weeks. I'm excited to see Peyton Manning play. And
That's cool.
The Jets lose.
Yes. So Giants Redskins. Eli.
Look good.
Yeah.
Did he not throw a pick?
One.
He threw
One.
Yeah,
Of course.
That's Eli.
4 throwing touchdowns
3 to
and
Donald.
a rushing touchdown.
Yes, it was a nice one.
So you're wrong. That is not Eli. You just said, oh, that's Eli with your interceptions. But overall, honestly, that's like NFC Championship game Eli right there. That's not gonna happen again this year.
No.
Sorry, honestly, that's not gonna happen. They play Jacksonville. He'll throw 3 picks. He'll probably throw one. Yeah, I was not gonna say that. So,
Nope.
and then against Kirk Cousins, 257 touchdown, 4 interceptions.
He looked bad.
So it's definitely Kirk Cousins. It was not the Giants' secondary, which everybody thought was going to be unbelievable.
They were just bad throws. Like, he was throwing off his
Yeah.
back foot. He looked weak. I mean, honestly, if anything, the Giants' front line was good.
They
They pressured
okay. Yes.
Cousins. made mistakes. He did not. He made mistakes because he was being rushed. He
Right.
did not. His line was brutal.
He was only sacked twice,
Mhm.
and one time he was rushed. He had a fumble. But that's one thing to the Giant fans. Don't get your hopes up. Giant secondary yesterday is not the secondary that you would have expected to see.
Thursday.
It's Thursday. That's not the secondary you would have expected to actually
Isn't
see.
it weird though when the Giants or the Jets play like on Thursday or Monday night? It kind of like throws the rest of the week off.
You know what? This one, you're right. And
Like
when
last week when the Jets played on Monday night, I thought the next day going into work was a Monday.
I think the Giants benefit out of this Thursday game for one solid reason. They started the season off 0-2.
Mhm.
They won 2 in a row. I love having the 9 days off for them, 10 days off for them, so they can freaking cool down. Because you're not as good as winning 2 in a row. I'm
No.
sorry. Doesn't matter who you're playing. You get 2 wins, relax.
Mhm.
Take the time off. I love that. That was huge. And the fact is, taking advantage of, or taking advantage of a situation at hand where you're playing 2 teams in a short period of time, that works out for them.
Yeah, and they beat the Washington Football Club, as Phil Sims put it so
The
nicely.
Washington. Oh, that's right. He was gonna try to not say. Did he make it through? Not saying
I
Redskins.
really wasn't listening, but I did hear him say
Oh.
the Washington Football Club.
Yeah, he did not want to say Redskins. Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
switching over to MetLife, the Jets looked horrible again, and incredibly had a chance to tie the game. And
Was
well,
it the Jets or was it the coaching staff?
It was Gino.
Mm.
Gino just looks bad. He's not ready. I thought he was. He's not. He can't do it. He's not a good quarterback. Put in Vic. Let Geno Smith learn what it's like to play like a real quarterback. And yes, Michael Vick is a good quarterback until he gets hurt.
Right.
He will get hurt, but for now he's a good quarterback, and he still has some time. And if the Jets were smart, the season's not completely unraveled yet. There's still time to fix it. If New England loses tonight, which we both predicted would happen, New England will be 2-2. Buffalo's 2-2. Miami's 2-2. You're only a game behind first place, and you haven't played any of your division games yet. There's still plenty of time to salvage this season. And you know what? These mistakes are Geno Smith. Geno Smith rocketing at Chris Ivory on a 3rd and 2, where he was standing right next to him. You could just gone and did a little dink. Geno Smith hopping around the backfield. Did you watch the Monday night game against the Bears?
Mhm.
He looked horrible. His footwork, he threw an interception on a shovel pass in the first play of the game against the Bears. Needless to say, I'm not the only person who's done that now. I'm very proud of myself that me and Geno Smith have something in common. But he's just not ready. He can't comprehend that this is the offense he has to run. The West Coast offense is very tough, and Dana Holiginson's offense in West Virginia wasn't that difficult. It's funny. I was talking to someone. He's like, I bet on Geno Smith all the time in college. He used to run for touchdowns all the time. It was great. Like, he ran for 4 touchdowns in his entire running football career.
He was with West Virginia.
Yeah, Noel Devine was the
Okay.
running back who played quarterback.
And that
sometimes
conference
too.
that he's in, last time I checked, West Virginia was probably the best team in the conference.
No, actually, they were in the Big Ten.
Okay.
And no, are they in the SEC now?
They are one of the teams I think that did transfer over to the SEC.
Yes. Or are they Big 12? I don't even know anymore.
I'll have to double. One of the teams, I think they might be the one that transferred. One of the teams that transferred over. I'll check right now.
I gotcha.
for you. So the Jets, I don't think, and it's funny. It's complete opposite. Now, I don't think the Jets had that terrible of a defense in this game. And yeah, the problem was their offense. The problem, I think, actually was the play calling. Not so much Geno, but when the plays were there, Geno didn't make the right ones. He got nervous, hesitated, and I saw him actually rolling out more than he should have and throwing the ball away more than he should have. He didn't realize the time that he actually had. He had a lot more time.
They're in the Big 12.
Okay.
And they were in the Big East before that. They switched over to the Big 12 in 2012. The Big 12 that has 10 teams as opposed to the Big 10
Right.
that has 12 teams.
Got it.
Okay.
Now, what confuses me most here, actually, is the running back situation. Okay. Now, you got the three-headed monster. As do the Giants, nonetheless, actually. The Giants actually got Peyton Hillison involved once.
They were up by 34.
Yeah. What do they have?
Hillis had like 30 yards at the end, I think.
Yeah, it was 152 yards and a touchdown between the three of them. Jennings, Andre Williams, and Peyton Hillis.
I was pretty close with the 30.
So, yeah. So they finally threw the ball to Cruz, 108. Ruben Randall, go screw yourself.
And guess who didn't make the field yet again?
I know. Okay, but hang on. Corey Washington, but who did make the field and who stood out, and I didn't play him. Would not have mattered though. Eric Ebron, who everybody made fun of me
scored
for.
a touchdown.
Yes, he's been getting better and better every week. They're realizing who he is.
No, Joseph Foria, the second string tight end, got hurt and didn't play, and that's why Ebron played.
And he's been playing every week.
Yeah, but he's a third tight
They all,
end.
I was just gonna say they also have 3 tight ends. They're gonna use him.
He
They're
got like
going
12
to
yards and a
use him.
touchdown.
No, he got 34 yards.
It wouldn't have mattered. I beat you by 30.
I know.
Plus, whatever.
We'll talk about that. I got stuff for you. So,
I don't.
3-headed beast for the Jets.
I'm still excited to see what stats you have for me. The only
Yes.
one that matters is I won.
It really is no stuff that matters. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Marcel's. I know. So, Ivory.
Ivory's great.
Johnson gets the touchdowns. Ivory gets more yards. I'm confused as to how they're utilizing the two of them. Because at first, it was Ivory's getting the touchdowns and Johnson's just getting down the field. That's what I thought their plan was going to be. Now it's like the other way around, where give Ivory the ball, he'll get through, and then 20 yards out, throw the ball to Johnson, he'll make the right moves.
And that's actually.
Sorry, this is making me love my
That's
pickup for Ivory
actually
in fantasy
should be.
football.
Ivory is the better running back at this stage of the game. Chris Johnson has a lot of mileage on, and
Yes.
you know what? He can run, but he's not that guy who's
4
gonna,
years ago, he ran for over
yeah,
2,000.
he's not going to run for 2,000. He's
Right.
not even going to get 1,000. Chris Ivory is a beast. The only problem with Chris Ivory is he will get hurt very soon because of the way he runs. He runs very hard,
Yeah.
and I'm forgetting who I can compare him to. You know, more like a Jamal Lewis of the Baltimore Ravens.
You can compare him to Michael Vick from in his running days of not being cautious about himself.
He runs.
Or even Mark Sanchez when he
Yeah.
first started running.
Yeah.
And first dives constantly.
Bring back Mark.
Yeah. Decker had a touchdown as
His
well.
wife sang the national anthem.
Did you?
Yeah.
The country singer.
Jesse James.
So, Decker, who I still think is overrated,
Yes.
but it was funny because I was actually talking to Mario, explaining to him how I honestly thought he was overrated. Look at who he was paired up with the past 2 years. And as I was saying that, Decker's touchdown was actually awesome.
It was really cool.
Okay, it was kind of like watching Marshawn Lynch in the overtime game actually against Denver. It's just catch the ball. He wasn't letting anybody take him down, and he saw 3 yards out.
And he
diving
just
straight through.
had it up.
Yeah, just got it through. I gotta give him credit for that. That was actually awesome. I saw that when it
Decker
happened. It was
is a
pretty cool.
good receiver. Is he worth $44 million? No, he's not.
No.
But again, you get what you pay for, and the Jets need a receiver in the worst possible way. It's a shame they need 2 more.
Right.
But
He's a number 1 receiver for the Jets.
he's a number 2
one
receiver.
overall.
Yes.
Yeah, overall, exactly. Put him on a good team. He's a solid number 1.
Mhm.
But no, that's true.
Okay.
That is true.
That's enough about them. They stink.
I know. That's why I didn't talk about them last week.
All right. So is it time to run through the scores, or you want to talk about how you went?
Where I was right and wrong.
I'm sorry. How you were right. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm not used to this segment. Back when I was on the show was when
Back
you were
when I
wrong.
was on the show. You are getting gray hair, you know.
I know. It's better than none of yours.
All right, so you can't see mine. I get rid of them all.
Yeah.
So I came into this week 26 and 22 with my picks. Again, thanks to week 1 and 2. Dude, week 1 and 2 screwed me with my picks.
In my ATS pool, week 1 and 2, I got 5 right.
It
week
was
1 and
atrocious.
2.
Yeah, atrocious. I was beside myself.
I got 14 right. No, not 14. I got 20 right the last 2 weeks.
I got 17 right the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That was 9 and 7 last week and 8 and 8 the week before.
I went 10 and 4 last week.
I did not. I haven't hit the double digit once this year. I was 9 and 7, 8 and 8, 9 and 7. I came in 26 and 22. Right now I'm 8 and 4. This is just straight up. Nothing against the spreads. Nothing at all.
I do the spread normally. But, you know,
And then
you still
before
don't, you
tonight's
still don't
game,
get the spread.
before tonight's game, I don't. Before tonight's game, I'm 34 and 26.
Not bad.
And like you, I have honestly, really, it's not bad considering week
It's
1
not
and
a
2.
bad pick.
So
KC has Jamal Charles back. I think right now they were driving KC when I last checked. Let's see.
I would love to actually see Alex Smith and Dwayne Bowe become friends.
It's 7-0 KC.
Okay.
And it was Jamal Charles with them for 2 points for 2 yards.
There you go.
But Dwayne Bowe did catch the ball, got a 15-yard catch on that drive. Kelsey had a couple.
Okay. That's just
Dwayne Bowe had another
fuel
catch.
fire.
Dwayne Bowe caught 28 yards on that drive. So
What did I just say? Awesome.
yeah, you're
That's
happy
what I'm
they're
saying.
friends.
Yes. So where I was right. Not that it matters because it all comes down to where I was wrong. The Giants over Washington, yes. Detroit over Jets, yes. Baltimore over Carolina, yes. Houston over Buffalo. I was pulling for Buffalo, but yes. Houston over them. Indianapolis over Tennessee, yes. Miami over Oakland. Did not think it was going to be that much of a blowout.
They both stink.
They do. That's why I didn't think it was going to be that much of a blowout, though. San Diego over Jacksonville, I got scared
I
at first.
think London wants their money back.
I got scared at the San Diego game because Jacksonville was up for a little while there. And
They were
Dallas...
up 10-7.
I thought they were up... yeah, maybe you were right.
Or 14-10 they were up.
Yeah,
14-10. In the second quarter.
And it was scaring me. Because as good as San Diego is supposed to be, as who they are, I'm like, what the hell are they doing?
The Chargers just railed off 20
Yes, I
points
know,
after that.
but really I was just skeptical about that one.
Eddie Royal.
Dallas over New Orleans, I was skeptical about picking Dallas. You were not. I still stayed steady with that, though. Where I was wrong. I really did not think Green Bay was going to beat Chicago.
Oh, I knew that.
I didn't think it was going to happen. Really.
The reason
I know Jeffrey and
Marshall.
Marshall are not 100%. Even Matt Forte is not 100%.
Forte had a good game.
And he did have a good game. And a good game. And even Bennett. Bennett, it's kind of like, okay, where's he at? He's been solid for me for fantasy football. He had a good game, too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the best offense in the NFL, but they're not playing up to par. Cutler is one of the best fantasy quarterbacks right now. You have Cutler, Forte, Bennett, Jeffrey, and Marshall. Their team is a stacked fantasy team in itself.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not getting the wins. They're only 2-2 right now.
I'm going through.
And they're last in the NFC North.
They are. The NFC North is a great division.
It is.
Minnesota's 2-2.
You're right. It's Green Bay 2-2. Minnesota's 2-2.
Detroit's 3-1.
Detroit's 3-1, leading the division, and because of the points, that's why, and the division games, that's why Chicago's in last.
Yeah. So it's gonna be I wouldn't be surprised. It's gonna be some good teams.
It's gonna be a duel. It's gonna be a duel.
Now where you went wrong. I'm looking at your fantasy team for this week.
Well, hang on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because I got Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay. I could have gone 7-1 in the afternoon games because of that one, until they decided to punt with 50 seconds left. I thought it was an interception. I turned the game off, and Mario turns back on saying Pittsburgh lost.
Mm-hmm.
It was like getting a knife to my chest.
The Pittsburgh punt was pathetic. It was like a 24-yard punt.
So I heard.
This guy.
And then McKinnon.
Not McKinnon.
What was McKinnon?
It was Mike Lennon.
Mike Lennon. I'm sorry,
McKinnon's
Mike Lennon.
Running back from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Who had a great game.
No.
McKinnon had 155 yards.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Jerick McKinnon, the running back for the Vikings, had 155 yards.
I thought.
Matt Asteria.
Thank you.
That's
That's what I'm thinking.
He had 3 touchdowns.
That's what I'm thinking of.
But Jerick McKinnon,
Sorry.
absolutely maybe not 155. He had.
I was thinking of Asteria. He had 3 touchdowns.
Yes, he
That's
did
all I
have
was saying.
3
And he almost had 4.
He almost.
Atlanta over Minnesota.
This was 35 yards. Sorry.
This was my game where I thought it was going to be a blowout. Come on! I did not. You saw it. I didn't see a chance in hell Minnesota was going to keep it remotely close.
This close to picking Minnesota to cover, and I couldn't pull the trigger.
I didn't see it happening. Philadelphia over San Francisco was my clueless game, as it proved to be, because it was a defensive game. It wasn't a game that had any offense whatsoever, which is what Foles has been doing.
If you would have played the spread, you would have won that, because the spread was 5.5. Philly lost by 5. See?
Fight me.
I know.
Pending game tonight, Kansas City, New England.
And Casey's winning by 7 right now. Now, continuing in the what went wrong column for Jimmy. His fantasy team went wrong. As of now, it's 98-64, me over Jimmy. It just happens to be the perfect week for me to play it. Oh, you wrote it out. Oh my God, that looks so.
Everybody's stuff. I got your bench in here, and got some.
I was very. I just looked at your bench, and you do have a good team. And you also have an empty bench spot.
I do.
I
have 3 empty spots.
Just one.
Unless I have 3.
How?
Because I have Corey Washington there, and I also have the Baltimore running back.
The Jurczyk? I signed Jurczyk in one of my leagues. I had to start him because I had.
I did enter his big week that he had,
Yeah.
knowing that what's his face is going to be out for a while, and I says, let me keep him on the bench. Let me see what he does the following week. 0.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now I'm gonna send him off.
But you had Marshawn Lynch and AJ Green on your bench. That's
what hurt me.
That's tough.
That's what hurt me.
Because then again, if you think about it, you had Reggie Wayne put up 17 points. DeAndre Hopkins had 12 points. You got touchdowns from all your receivers.
Right.
And so it's like AJ Green.
Chris Ivory gave me what I'm used to having at Chris Ivory is 9 points.
Steven Jackson. That you did not. Marshawn Lynch would have much better play than Steven Jackson.
I had no running backs to pick from. I even went in the freaking archives and seeing who was available. Okay, and Steven Jackson, yeah,
You mean waivers?
I call the archives. Literally, I do. So Steven Jackson, he threw up a couple of weeks of good points. I said, you know what? Maybe I'll squeak by. I just gotta hope that Foles does what he's been doing all year.
Foles was miserable.
It wasn't actually that he was miserable. Okay, I know he threw 2 picks. Honestly, that game, both teams, was defense. Foles never had the ball.
I know.
He never had the ball. And unfortunately, when he had it, he threw the 2 picks. He only threw $1.95. But, you know, again, you're right. My receivers, they did me right. And quite frankly, I think one of my best picks, and obviously people say, oh, your best picks are the first ones you have in the draft.
No,
okay, yeah.
You win with the middle picks. DeAndre Hopkins is a brilliant pick.
Exactly what I was going to say just now. I think one of my best picks was DeAndre Hopkins. I love that. He's played well for me all year long.
And one of your worst picks was Eric Ebron. I know what you're saying about Ebron. You could have drafted him in the last round.
I was wrong with picking him that early. You're right. But now you look at one of your players, Matt Forte. Matt Forte, he's only had, this was his second time where he touched double digits.
You're right.
All year. He had 3 and 7 in week 2 and 3.
You're absolutely right.
I came into this thinking that, I'm probably not going to skate by with the win, but I'm going to win. I really thought I was going to. Matt Ryan, that was the one that I was saying, crap, I'm going to lose because of Matt Ryan. And it really didn't happen, but Matt Ryan still put up good numbers.
19 points. He was my top, my top guy.
And
Blair,
now you look
Blair
at,
Walsh.
I didn't see, never mind him for a second, I didn't even think for a second Doug Martin was going to touch near 11 points.
No.
He didn't play the first 3 games. Well, he played the first one, then he was out for 2 weeks because of the knee injury. So 0, 0, 0,
But you know,
11.
You know what? Here's the funny thing, though. It was either Doug Martin or Golden Tate. I couldn't decide between the two. They both got 11 points, so it didn't matter.
Right, didn't matter. And then Blair Walsh. Again, Blair Walsh falls in the same category of me thinking if I'm going to lose, it's going to be because of Matt Ryan. Well, thanks, Bridgewater, for throwing those touchdowns because now Blair Walsh is going to have a field day or a field goal.
4 field goals.
And 1 over 50, 3 within 40. You know, what the heck is going on with that? Colts defense, I knew. That I knew right away, yes. I knew they were going to put up numbers. Double digits, I didn't think so.
You know, I just signed Blair Walsh for the week because Haskell was gone for the Haskell was on bye, and I get to cut with Blair Walsh now.
And what killed me, and yes, I did pick up the
did.
Falcons defense.
Yes, you did.
I picked them up this week because of what they did last week. 28 points.
Yep.
Now, their first 2 weeks, they did put up negative numbers, -3, -5. I looked way past it thinking they found themselves. They needed to have that game against a crap team to, honestly, when you're blowing out something like that, you get to work on things. And I thought that would have been, you know, the good game for that. So I picked them up, and that hurt me. -10.
You know what? It's sad that New Orleans Saints with -5 would have been your top defense.
I know. That was, I wrote that down here.
But you know,
too,
you should cut the Saints defense.
I know, I am. They are, yeah. This was the icing on the cake because I picked them up in week 2.
Your bench combined for 4 points.
You're right. Yeah, 4 points because I had 9 and -5.
So what are these interesting stats you're going to tell me?
So
I'm 3 and 1.
I was thinking that you were going to come in saying my team is way better than yours. Bada bada ba. So that's why I got these stats.
Your team is fine, actually.
Okay. Actually, we're almost identical.
Yes, except for my record.
Right. I know. So week 1 through 3, me 87, 62, 121. You had the higher numbers for week 1, 98. You got blown out week 2 at 56 points.
That was bad.
And then week 3 at 92. So your average to the 3 games, mine was 90, yours was 82. Because of tonight's current total, you're going to go higher than you are now. But as we stand through the week 4 without tonight's game, I average 83.5, you average 85.5.
I have 2 points already.
And we're only, alright, so add the 2 points on, you're only 10 points better than me on the total season. And that's taking away the bench. And really, that's what hurt me, was Lynch and Green out.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what
I mean,
me.
do I think you would have won? No. I think I still had you beat
I
Nick Foles.
I think you would have beat me too.
Nick Foles and the Falcons D put you in.
Right, because even last week, Marshawn Lynch only had 2 points. You know, and AJ Green, who knows, you know, he was out for a little no, he came out of a game early because of a toe injury. So, you know, was he going to now be Andy Dalton's number 1 target? So let's say, conservatively speaking, let's say AJ Green got me 7 points. Okay, maybe 9, give him 60 yards.
That's less than what you got.
That's my point. So you're right.
The
I think
receivers-
you probably would have won as well.
It was a good weekend. You know, you got a good team, but we'll see what happens.
I don't. We got Kellen division. I don't think.
Cal lost.
Right. But I don't think. Now I have to take advantage now of
I'm in your
his
division
big
too,
bye
yeah.
weeks. Yeah, it might come down to you and me for a second playoff spot.
My big bye week is 9.
My big one was 4.
I
knew
have
that
Marshall
right
and Forte in the same.
away. Okay.
But I mean,
Ooh, that
but-
does hurt.
but no. I
Who
mean,
they playing?
What do you mean?
Who's Chicago playing?
I have a bye in week 9. They're playing no one.
Right. I need to wake up here. That's okay. Sorry.
It's okay. But the thing about that is, you know, I drafted running backs and receivers to offset that. So I mean, I know Golden Tate's also on a bye that week, so that doesn't help me. But who do I have enough running backs to go around. I have Andre Ellington who can slide to my flex. I have enough guys that can easily offset.
And he's not suspended?
Ellington?
Yeah, I
No,
thought he was.
that's
I know he was.
That's Le'Veon Bell.
Right.
But he wasn't suspended. He won't be suspended until next year.
What the hell? Kind of a. I never got. What kind of a name is a Le'Veon? Really? Put it down. Come on. All right.
Let's
so
go to our picks.
yeah, our picks. We actually, surprisingly enough, we don't differ too much.
Let's start with a Thursday night game. Minnesota at Green Bay. Minnesota and Green Bay both off good wins.
We both got Green Bay.
we
I got
both-
that as the must-watch game.
I made Green Bay my winners and Minnesota my loser pick for this week. Bridgewater may not play. He hurt himself in the end of the game last week. If it's a short week, you know what? Bridgewater going to Lambeau for the first time. Green Bay had a decisive victory. And I think Aaron Rodgers is just going to continue. And they're just going to go explode all over Minnesota.
Chicago's home.
All right, it's the first game I have. I don't know what you have on your sheet, but
I got Green Bay, Minnesota.
all right. My second one, or you want to do it that way? Okay. The next one we have Tampa Bay at New Orleans.
Yep.
New Orleans fresh off a blowout, and Tampa Bay off a victory.
Yeah, I have this as the must-win game for New Orleans.
I agree with you on that one. I have New Orleans winning it all, as well.
Atlanta, New York Giants, clueless game for me. I have Atlanta winning.
I actually have the New York Giants winning. I think the Giants can really keep it up, and I like what they're doing recently.
And this goes to our argument. Again, the clueless game. And the reason for this is Atlanta. Bringing their defense now into this conversation. I have no idea who the hell they are. Their offense, yeah, they're going to do great against the Giants. But wait a second. Who the hell the Giants defense after what the hell they just did? Now who? The Giants are. Oh! Giants offense threw up some points. Crap. So now, are they going to throw up points against Atlanta's? It's just one of those games that you don't know who these two teams are. Still, they're both 2-2. What's going to come of it? I have no idea. So you have the Giants, I have Atlanta.
Yep. Next up, we have St. Louis at Philadelphia. Both teams off. Well, St. Louis is off their bye.
Mhm.
Philly's off a
Philadelphia's-
loss.
Yeah, I got Philadelphia.
I do too.
Jets and
They
San
both
Diego.
stink.
Jets and San Diego, I don't have this as a blowout game. I know you were speaking with John about possibly being a blowout game. But I do have San Diego at home going over the Jets.
Sorry. I'm just looking to see if I have a chance. I need KC to cover it to win my $30. Next up, I have San Diego destroying the Jets. Yeah.
Okay.
Cleveland at Tennessee. Cleveland fresh off their bye. They could have been 3-0. Unfortunately, they're 1-2 after some close losses to
I think it was Pittsburgh, right?
Pittsburgh and Baltimore. And then Tennessee just stinks.
Yeah, so that's my who cares game.
Cleveland, let's go.
We both have Chicago over Carolina.
Yes, we do. Arizona and Denver.
We finally differ. I think
We do differ.
It's the second one we differ on.
You think that Green Bay Minnesota is a must-watch game. I think this by far is going to be the best game of the week.
Okay.
You have the 3-0 versus 2-1. You have two great defenses, two great offenses going head-to-head. I think Arizona will take it down if Carson Palmer plays. If not, I think Denver's going to win. But Palmer's been out for 2 weeks. He had the bye week to salvage it. I think he's back. And
I think great and good should be flipped, where I think Denver has a great offense and a good defense, and Arizona has a good offense and a great defense.
fair enough. Whatever. It's still the same. Arizona's going to win.
Okay. Houston at Dallas. We both have Dallas.
Yes, we do.
Same thing for the Chiefs at San Francisco.
Yes, we do. Detroit, Buffalo at Detroit. I think Detroit's going to keep it up, and Buffalo's just miserable. Sorry, Mario.
Yeah, I agree. They came in. They started up 2-0. They didn't even look like a good 2-0.
Kyle Orton is going to be starting a quarterback for Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, he will. So you got Buffalo coming off at 2-0, and then all of a sudden jump into 2-2, which is what you would expect.
Cincinnati at New England. Both got Cincinnati to continue their undefeated.
Yeah, I think New England's
not.
It's not even that they're overrated. They are what they are because no one's really talking about them so much. I think they're just that middle of the pack team that has Tom Brady.
Yes, and Tom Brady's not that good, and KC is up 14-0.
Oh, love it.
Me
love
too.
It.
Alex Smith to Jamal Charles.
Okay.
And the first before that, Alex Smith passed to Travis Kelce for 33 more yards.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Another pick we differ on. I have Indianapolis at home over Baltimore.
And I have Baltimore at Indianapolis. Baltimore is going to take it. My feeling on this one is Andrew Luck is good. Andrew Luck has played a bunch of patsies. They played Tennessee. They haven't played.
They played Jacksonville.
He hasn't really gotten to see a real defense, which Baltimore has. And look at what Steve Smith Sr.
They played Denver.
Yeah, they played Denver and
they lost.
They lost. Yes, I mean, and Andrew Luck got a lot of touchdowns in garbage time. They were down 24-0, and they won, or whatever it was, and they won 31-24.
So do you think that? Now I hate to use this comparison. Oh, so and so is better than so and so because of who they beat. Never the case.
I don't. But you gotta.
But do you think Baltimore has a better defense than Denver?
Yes.
Okay.
Not only that, I mean, Baltimore's offense can compete, and as we saw, Flacco is no joke this year. Steve Smith Sr.'s had a great year, and even with the loss of Ray Rice, who I'm glad we don't even have to bother talking about that. Talaferro and has been great as a running back for them. They have enough to get by, and I think Indianapolis is going to realize they're not going to win this game.
Yeah.
But anyway, Seattle at Washington Monday night.
I could be wrong here. I had this as the blowout game. I don't think Seattle is the prolific team to blow anybody out, but I'm just going off of what the Giants were able to do. I'm sorry. I think Seattle's going to blow them out.
If Kirk Cousins threw 4 interceptions to the Giants secondary,
Well, that's why I'm saying
I agree.
I don't think Seattle's the type of team to be able to throw up the type of points that you'd be looking for, but it's because of their defense. I think will hold them off the board for the most part.
I agree with that, buddy. I agree. And last but not least, we got Pittsburgh at Jacksonville. I really wanted to pick Jacksonville, but I can't do it. I can't. Because you know what?
Them in Oakland, the only two undefeated teams.
The problem, the winless team, not undefeated. Yes, winless, just winless, not unwinless.
Unwinless.
Unwinless. You know, Pittsburgh is an enigma. They are so.
Who are they?
You don't know.
I had them as my
and
clueless
that's why
game
I tell
one
you,
week too.
every team is clueless. You're still early. You don't really know.
Right, and that's why I wanted to do this
you
because it's gonna be cool to actually see throughout the season.
You don't know. I mean, Pittsburgh beat Carolina badly. They beat them really badly, and they beat the Browns barely. But the Browns actually are a good team. It hurts me when I say that.
They screwed me week 2 against Baltimore.
New Orleans. They beat New Orleans.
Was it New Orleans that beat?
Yeah.
With 3 seconds left, is the field goal? Okay,
Yes.
I thought it was Baltimore.
No,
Baltimore beat.
Baltimore beat them.
Got it.
20 teams left in loser pool, by the way, including myself. I lost 1 entry, but I still have 1 left. Like I said, I picked Minnesota Vikings to lose this week, so we'll see what happens.
I have no upset pick this week.
No, there's nothing to pick.
I don't.
There is nothing. Here you go. Don't forget that. So, Jimmy, you got a show coming up soon.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about Villaroma.
We do. Got a lot going on at Villaroma. Actually, I met this guy at Villaroma who works there now. He, Charlie Martin, Chuck Martin otherwise, he used to do sports radio out in Sacramento.
Nice.
For upwards of 20 years, all over California and everything. I gather he grew up in New York, hence why he's a Bills fan, but he now moved back to New York. He's done with his career out in California, moved back, and he now actually works for Villaroma. So I was talking to him the night that the Bears were playing the Jets. And great guy. Awesome. Loves sports, obviously. And we talked the entire night. So it was really neat. So he's actually going to come on and
get
the
his
show.
phone number?
I got all his information. All his information. He's coming onto the show, do a little bit of segments.
Nice.
We got a nice gift for him. Speaking of gifts, some of the things that we're giving out. I put it back in. Oh, God. You don't need the bag on it.
Well, no, it keeps the autograph fresh.
Yeah. So
fresh and so clean.
we got a couple of things going on. You can hold that one, as I know you want to. All right, so the Villaroma show. The Villaroma show is going to be, as I said the past couple of weeks, it's going to be Saturday, October 18th from 8. Fumble!
Like David Wilson.
Like David Wilson did. That's funny. So, anyways, October 18th is going to be the show. Saturday night from the Mezzanine Bar and Lounge, which is upstairs. You'll see us up there. You'll see us beforehand. And I say you'll see us beforehand
They'll be taking
because,
photos.
we'll be taking photos. You want us to sign stuff. Unfortunately, we will.
Unfortunately?
Yeah. Why would they ever want our autographs? Raffle tickets. Okay?
Is it true you asked Chris for a headshot?
Yeah. Quote unquote his sexiest headshot he's got. I was going to put it in the brochure, which we do have. We should be having those in this week. We got new business cards. Those are them. They'll be coming in color. I'm sorry.
And, it's great because throughout the brochure, and it's a great brochure. I love it. You can actually see it in color on Jimmy's Facebook page at facebook.com/The Weekly Rant Show. All the different ways he referenced me. He then turned the blog into a show on October 1st, 2014. Oh boy. I hope you didn't print it as like this.
What?
There's a typo.
No, I didn't print it like that.
October 1st, 2014.
That might be a problem.
That's probably.
I'll look at that right now.
That's probably a problem.
I'll look at that right now.
Yeah. Sorry.
The range is 153.
That's good.
Hold
As we know it now, with at the time his co-host Steve Goodstead. Okay. Another part of the show. The show first debuted on Tuesday, October 1st. It started with your current host, Jimmy Calderon Jr., and your now occasional guest host, Stephen Goodstead. And then, in the picture with John Daly, former co-host, Steve Goodstead. So, 3 times I've been mentioned. And each time I was mentioned a different way. Am I offended? Absolutely. But yes,
What is that under?
It's under the host of the show, Jimmy Calderon Jr. Why don't you go by James?
Oh, yep. My bad.
Yep.
Error.
Yeah.
Oops.
It's alright. Damn. I should have proofread it for you. It's okay.
That's probably the only typo in there. Damn it.
It's alright. No one's going to read it anyway.
Can't get by with anything. Anyways, so, yeah, we got raffle tickets. Raffle tickets are going to be $5 for $5 or $12 for $10. Prizes. I do have 2 of them here.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Well, these aren't the raffles. These are for the trivia.
How big is Jimmy's TV?
Exactly. 60 inches. I had to think about that one. I'm holding here the New York
you made
Giants
that joke
ball.
1 year ago.
I know. I'm holding this one here as a Giants football. He's holding that one as the Jets. On the Giants, for the trivia, if you win, you can get a David Wilson autograph. He has the Jets' Sean Green.
Who plays for the Titans.
And speaking of the Titans, apparently I have a love affair for the Titans. We also have the Chris Brown autographed Tennessee Titans jersey. We also have a Matt Leinart
Didn't he play for the Titans too?
autographed jersey. We have the entire Tennessee Titans coming to Villaroma. We do not have them coming to Villaroma.
Do not. Please don't make that disclaimer. I can only imagine Tennessee Titans fans all over the country, all
Yeah.
5 of them, coming up.
That's 5 more for our show, baby. So the winner here for the raffle gets to choose your choice of the pairing. You don't get both jerseys or both balls. You get either a ball. You get whichever ball and jersey combination you want. That's fine.
When did you get a Sammy Watkins jersey? It's a nice one.
Hey, I'm sorry. The balls are not part of that. The other prizes are. I got that in Buffalo.
Nice.
The other prizes are John Taylor autographed 49ers football
No, it's
jersey.
Jersey number.
Which
Which is really cool. For those who don't know, John Taylor had the game-winning grab in the
Super Bowl
88
23. Yep.
Super Bowl in 1988 when Boomer Esiason lost. Yes.
No,
Yes.
he was not in the '83 Super Bowl.
88.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, this was.
Super Bowl
It was,
23
that's what it was.
was in
88.
88.
Okay. I think it was.
Because Jerry Rice was on the air the other day and they were making fun
Yeah.
because
Of course,
John,
I always do.
Boomer was so excited to win this first Super Bowl, and then John Taylor got the game-winning grab.
Yeah. Then we also have Otis Anderson autographed Giants jersey. He was the MVP of their 1986 Super Bowl championship, so you obviously have that as well. Now, we do have a separate raffle, which is going to be $5 for 1 ticket. It's actually really cool. I don't think I showed you it.
No, you did not. It's okay.
What did I just... Oh, here it is. It's a Wyatt Tittle autographed jersey that on the back has his, I guess his accolades embroidered.
Stats?
Not his stats
Career?
per se. Yeah, it has some of his stats on there, but his 5-time Pro Bowl, all those cool stats on there. So The Wyatt Tittle autographed jersey with all of that on there, which is going to be really, really neat. So we have that there.
Oh wow, they're gonna be punting to KC again. It looks like 4th and 2 on the 48.
Let's see. Images. I just had this up. There it is.
Well, yeah, looking for that. How's your dating life?
Good.
That good?
It's good. Here it is.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, there it is. So
You know, if I was going, I would absolutely pay $5 for a raffle ticket.
it's pretty cool. So you got that trivia prize, as you saw, the grand prize, 3-day, 2-night stay at the Villaroma.
How were you able to finagle that out of them?
We're known commodities. Wow. Come on. Long Island's hottest, newest sports talk show. It's in there. I wrote it a lot.
Tonight, Chris Porcelli, who has been a guest host before, joins Jimmy once again.
Weekly Rant shirts. We'll be selling the shirts $8 for one or 2 for $15. We have that.
With Christmas right around the corner, it's the perfect Christmas gift. I can't say it was I tried so hard. But you know, if you ever wanted to have a Weekly Rant tour t-shirt, I don't know why, but if you ever did, now's your chance.
Should we get this out?
What is it? The picture, the
Our
autographed
Super
ball.
Bowl, our autographed Super Bowl football.
No, we could bring it to next year's Super Bowl, and we can have like a row. If we do it the next Super Bowl show, we can have like a row of footballs.
Yes.
Alright, see, I can think of something.
There you go.
Again, who wants our... Hey, you want to pay $5 for a raffle ticket and win an autographed ball by Jimmy and Steve?
Fumbling like Sean Green right now.
He did have a fumbling problem, yes. Come on, punt the ball.
Autographed pen included?
No. What? No, it's an autographed pen. Where is it? Do they
Right.
take it?
I'm saying autographed. It must have been up here.
Yeah,
It was gone.
Yeah, it's gone. But anyway, that's good. I'm excited for you guys.
Do that.
And again, I'm upset that I won't be able to join you, but you guys have a good show, and I'll be there for the next live show.
Cameo.
Yes.
Well, we're not going to have any the rest of the year.
Well, for the rest of the year, it's fine.
I'm going to actually make sure we don't have any the rest of the year.
Why?
Because as far as the shirts go, it says final tour stop of the year. Got it.
Got it.
All right.
That's true. So no more. So our next one could be Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Yep.
But I think we may do more of an MC role, but we'll do a little show.
Yeah.
We don't need an hour and a half worth of time on Super Bowl.
Not for Super Bowl. And honestly, that I don't want to bash it here, but you know what? I would rather not do it back there again if that PA system doesn't work.
I agree. I agree with that.
Because that was just so
Well, that-
bad.
you
We
know-
were more of a nuisance, I think, to everybody.
I think so too.
Like, just we can't hear them.
It
They shut
was
them.
more.
It was terrible.
It was probably our fault for not actually plugging it in beforehand and actually trying to fix it out before the day of the show. So next year we know.
Yeah.
And Jimmy also knows to not order pork chops.
No, I will. I just won't ask a girl out while I'm eating pork chops because they were good.
They were good. I have had the pork chops then.
Yes. That was like when I sent you that message when I was at Yankee Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
What should I get?
Well, of course, you're gonna get pork chops.
Absolutely. And they were awesome.
So we're 20 minutes over. It's okay. Hi, Lacey. She's already sleeping by now. So
Okay.
NHL 15 after this.
Boom.
Yeah. But we forgot one thing. I think I saw what you wrote right there, and I think it's going along with your Facebook page this weekend. You did make a rant about that. Is that correct? You made
Yeah. Similar actually.
Okay.
That is. Come on. That is true. I think this should still be linked up.
We'll find out.
We will. That's gonna be the scary part.
It's like the thing I look forward to about the show is your rant every time because
It's a lie.
I know. It's time for Jimmy's rant.
Well, you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. I believe every line that I ever told.
Okay. So, yes, this week's rant. I've noticed in the past year that a lot of my rants have actually been
About me?
only 2. One was awesome.
Yes, it was.
But a lot of the time my rants have actually been about people driving.
Yes.
And not for nothing, yes, I am an angry driver. I cannot stand being in this state because no one can drive. Doesn't mean I drive like a grandma, but
drive
it's
a
these
grandpa's
other
car.
idiots I do, but it's a fast, cool, leathery one.
Which is even more grandpa-y.
Maybe. So it's like on weekends. All right, everybody goes to work Monday through Friday for the most part, 9 to 5 job. It is what it is. On weekends, you think, hey, that's the best time to get stuff done. Wrong.
Everyone wants to get stuff done on the weekends.
That's why it's wrong. Because every moron comes out. Every him person that should not have a license takes their license, gets into their car, drives, and either runs to a telephone pole or causes other people to get into accidents. No, they're morons. They should not. And this is a perfect example. Beautiful Saturday afternoon. What does this idiot do who had to get to her doctor's appointment, apparently? On one particular road, it's 4-lane road, 2 going one way, 2 going another, and the entire right lane was blocked off. There was construction. There was a big pit in the ground running for a solid 100 yards. That must have been replacing a water main or something. Big backhoe trucks everywhere, and construction cones the entire way. Flaggers saying, go, get out of here, don't come over here. And apparently this person thought to herself, you know what, I need to get to the doctor's office, let me fly right over. And did not see the purpose of the construction. There was a monster trench in the ground. Beautiful BMW, nose first, right into the pit, right into the solid 18 inches of pavement that was cut into a big sliver. Yeah.
18 inches.
Right. So, yeah. Not gonna say.
You should be happy about that, though. You know, this.
It proves my point about certain people that
this
shouldn't be
person
driving.
drives their Beamer and crashes it and ruins it.
I
you know?
loved it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I loved it because this was the
You take
typical.
photos?
No, I should have. This was the atypical. I live on Long Island. I'm high maintenance. I'm better than everybody else. I have all the money in the world. That's why I drive a BMW. Get out of my way. Construction's not a problem. I have to get there. That's it. Done. Boom. Crash totaled. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I know when I was sitting in traffic because I was there maybe just as it happens. When I pulled up, I heard the whole conversation with the cops saying, "Yep, you're screwed. You're at fault." Done. Verbatim. His exact words right there. Looking at it like,
county.
"You're screwed." Nassau.
Oh, Nassau.
Nassau.
Okay.
You're screwed. Like, yes. Thinking to myself, this is awesome. I want them to just back her out and have her turn around and now back the car into the hole again. It was awesome. Oh, I loved every bit of it.
So,
Made my day. Really, it did.
1 year down.
1 year down, and how many do we have to retire?
No,
What's our contract for?
0 years.
Uh-huh. So we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, it was nice to have you back. Hey, look what I got. Got this from the mayor in Buffalo. Mayor Byron Brown,
Nice.
City of Buffalo pen. I got, along with my Sammy Watkins, which came on this here, which is the...
Oh, he gave you a Sammy Watkins jersey?
No.
Oh,
The seal of the City of Buffalo,
that's pretty cool.
which is right here.
Nice. Okay.
He actually wears that in all of his pictures there.
Not surprised.
So, that's cool. Got the pen, and I don't know where my keys are, but I got a cool keychain, actually. Yeah, they're gone. I don't know.
Fair enough. And this desk is a mess.
You know, I know it is. This is actually kind of funny. I'll tell you real quick what happened in Buffalo. So there was a little bit of miscommunication between myself, the people who organized this, and the mayor's office about doing the videography for the interview. And I get in there, and I was talking to one of those PR guys. And he was asking me, who I am, who I'm with, what I'm doing, everything like that. Now, they already knew what I was supposed to be doing. They were just confused with the camera. So now Mario and I are standing in the office, and I still have not met the mayor. Mayor's in his office, and his PR guy comes out and says, "All right, come on in. All right, Mario, let's go." PR guy says, No, not him, just you." At that point, I thought like I was in elementary school, and I'm going to meet the principal, like I'm in trouble or something. I says, "Oh my God, what is going on here?" I walk inside, and I meet the mayor. And at first, it wasn't even like a nice hello. Nothing against him. It was just the situation itself. It's because he was confused. I was confused. So we couldn't even have like that proper, "Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you," right away. It's kind of like, "All right, real quick, what's going on here? What the camera's out there for?" And so I explained it to him. And the nicest guy in the world. He says, "Okay, now I understand what's going on. There was miscommunication. All right, bring in your guy." So now I refer to Mario as my guy. I says, all right, Mario, let's go. And I told him the story right afterwards because he didn't actually hear him say, all right, bring in your guy. So it's kind of comical to say, hey, come on in. But the mayor could not have been, more nice and more, welcoming to both myself, the Finians, the NYPD, and, he didn't even put on that, quote, political face during the interview. He was very honest, down-to-earth, cool guy. Clearly loves all the sports, has the whole sports stuff behind him, and seems like he was happy to be there. Really loved talking about sports, and even afterwards, talking with everybody. So, really, really nice guy, and like I said, he must have been watching. So, again, thank you very much. An awesome time up there. Really, really awesome time. It was very nice to meet you. So yeah, that was fun. Got all those gifts and everything, and that was it.
Nice. Good
Yeah.
for you. I'm upset I couldn't have gone up that weekend, but I did go golfing with Ed that day.
Oh, yeah?
We did a scramble. Me and
Where?
him, Swan Lake out in Manorville.
Love Swan Lake.
Beautiful course.
Love Swan Lake.
Best golfing day of my life.
Really?
I actually hit the pin twice on chips.
So you hit the green.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had drives that were great. We were down 2 strokes going into the last hole, and I had a putt. If I hit the putt, we were going to tie.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the putt. I had like ice veins. It was, we played a scramble, so all my bad shots didn't count.
Right.
But I had a lot of good shots too.
Gotta use them.
My drives were on. I think I credit to the gasm from Seaport.
What?
The gasm.
The gasm.
You never had a gasm?
No.
Okay. At Seaport, they have this sandwich known as the gasm. It's breaded chicken.
Seaport.
Seaport. The deli in Port Jeff.
Oh, that's what I thought. I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together. Why would you be going to Seaport and then to Manorville?
We went to the Seaport deli, and then went to Manorville.
No, that's
No,
not even
it's-
on. That's not even on the way.
No, it's just that worth it. If you ever had the gasm, it's breaded.
Hence the name gasm.
Yes.
Got it.
The name of the sandwich is called the gasm.
What is it?
Breaded chicken, bacon, coleslaw, Russian dressing,
Yes, I love it. I see where it's going.
and American cheese
Done.
on a toasted garlic roll. And the sandwich, this is a half a sandwich. Yeah. I had a half there, and then another half during the golf course. And I had a half. I'm sitting in the golf cart eating
I can't eat when playing golf. I don't enjoy food.
eating my other half, and then I take my first drive. 250 right down the center.
God,
I almost got killed though. You would have liked it.
probably. Well, you already got killed once before with him when the golf cart rolled over.
Well, no, it landed on Ed, not on me. It's been a fun time. I really appreciate you
It
having me
has.
back on.
Yeah.
You're the former co-host, occasional guest host. Whatever. Or just Steve.
That's true. Just keep up with our Facebook page. I'll let you know when the next show is going to be. It's not going to be Tuesday. I know, I'm trying.
You gotta realize it. You gotta bring this up a little slowly. You gotta start. You gotta realize that you gotta.
I'm not good at foreplaying my phone and music at the same time. Sorry.
If there were not people watching, I'd make my joke, but I'm not going to.
So the next show is not going to be Tuesday night. Just keep up with the Facebook page. I don't know when it's going to be just yet. Some point next week.
For Jimmy, I'm the occasional co-host. I'll see you. I'll see you soon. Next time I'll see you, Jimmy will be wearing a pink dress.
No.
Have a good night.